So, transcendental knowledge is like a fire of knowledge. So, what is the job of fire? It turns wood into ashes. So, similarly, if you have a transcendental knowledge, this kind of transcendental knowledge, this knowledge will burn all your sinful reactions. Okay, so there are different types of reactions: pious, impious, dutiful acts, sinful acts, priori, posteriori. We have seen all these in last class. So we have seen priori, posteriori, and first stages of reaction. We have seen. So, and in 4.38 we have seen that transcendental knowledge is sublime and pure, is the mature fruit of all mysticism. So, ignorance is the cause of bondage. What is the cause of bondage? Material bondage? Ignorance. But if you have transcendental knowledge, you can start understanding spiritual. What is spiritual? You can understand, you can differentiate between spiritual and transcendental knowledge, between spiritual and material knowledge. Okay. So, what is the mature fruit of all mysticism? Transcendental knowledge. It is sublime and pure, and it leads one to liberation. So, transcendental knowledge is such a high kind of knowledge which is a mature fruit of all mysticism, and using transcendental knowledge it leads one to liberation. So, person engaged in devotional service enjoys peace within himself. So, this is such a knowledge you cannot express it. You can motivate others to perform devotional service. So, after one does perform the devotional service, he or she can feel it inside. So, one cannot express it, what is transcendental knowledge, what is devotional service, what is pure devotional service, how you feel after become devotee. So, very difficult, it is very, very difficult to express. Okay. So, you can tell others to perform, to feel this kind of knowledge after performing the devotional service. Okay. So, such a person does not look for peace elsewhere. So, once you perform devotional service, you start doing bhakti, you become a bhakta, then it is a sublime and pure. So, you start feeling the transcendental service, you start enjoying it, because once you perform, the enjoyment that you get from the devotional service, it is sublime and pure, and you cannot express it to others, you can only feel. So, if you want to enjoy the transcendental knowledge, the transcendental bhakti service to Supreme Lord, you have to perform it, you have to become. So, what is the last word in Bhagavad Gita? Last word in Bhagavad Gita is Krishna Consciousness. Knowledge and peace culminates in Krishna Consciousness. So, if you perform, if you have knowledge, if you want knowledge and peace, it can be only achieved by Krishna Consciousness. That is very important. So, you have to understand this, and then you will start feeling like doing bhakti, and if you start feeling like doing bhakti, you will associate with Krishna, you will associate with devotees, you will associate with Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, and you will start feeling the knowledge and peace which culminates by Krishna Consciousness. So, only Krishna Consciousness should be the purpose of our life, and this is written in Bhagavad Gita. So, only through Krishna Consciousness you can get the transcendental knowledge. Now, we will see 4.39. So, 4.39 says, who can acquire transcendental knowledge? Who is eligible to acquire transcendental knowledge? The faithful with dedication and sense control. So, if you can control the senses, if you are faithful, if you have faith in Krishna, if you have faith in devotees of Krishna, if you have faith in Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, then you will start getting the transcendental knowledge. Okay. So, if you don't faith, the faithless persons nowhere gets chance in this world or in the next life. Okay. So, you should have faith. Faith in the devotional service, faith in devotees, faith in deities, associate with devotees, faith in Guru, faith in spiritual master. All these things are very, very important to get the transcendental knowledge. 4.39 श्रद्धावान लभते ज्ञानम तत्पर संयतेन्द्रियः ज्ञानम लब्ध्वा पराम शांतिम अचिरेणाधिगच्छति. A faithful man who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge and who subdues his senses is eligible to achieve such knowledge, and having achieved it, he quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. This is very important. If you have faith in the scriptures, if you have faith in Lord Krishna, it means you are eligible to get transcendental knowledge. So faithful means what? One who thinks that simply by acting in Krishna consciousness, one can attain the highest perfection. Who can attain the highest perfection? Simply by having faith on Krishna, you can get the highest perfection. Or you can say highest perfection can only be achieved by having faith on Krishna. Okay, so how you can have faith on Krishna? You can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you can follow the 4 regulative principles. What are the 4 regulative principles? Very, very important. 4 regulative principles. You should not no illicit sex, no intoxication, no meat eating, no gambling. You should avoid all these 4 rules. And once you indulge in all these 4 rules, you can never perform devotional service. It is 100% sure. So you should follow the 4 regulative principles, avoid all these 4 regulative, follow the 4 regulative principles, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra as much as you can. You can chant 24 hours, you can chant 16 rounds. Prabhupada had given concession that you can 16 rounds. Okay, because we are living in material life, so we have to satisfy our family, we have all got other responsibilities. So whatever you are doing, just keep in center Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna will purify your consciousness, Lord Krishna will purify your activity, Lord Krishna will remove all the sinful reactions. Okay, so if you have faith in Krishna, you will get the transcendental. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. So if you are performing devotional service, dadami buddhi yogam tam, Lord Krishna will give you such a knowledge which will liberate you, by which you can serve devotees, by which you can serve Lord Krishna, by which you can serve spiritual master, by which you can follow the instructions of spiritual master. This is very, very important. Okay, so chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 24 hours a day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, so whatever activity you are doing, have faith in Krishna. Like it is written in Chaitanya Chaitamrita Madhya Leela 22.62. Shraddha Shabde Vishwasa Kahe Sudrina Nishchaya Krishne Bhakti Kahle Sarva Karma Kritahaya. Shraddha is confident, firm faith that by rendering transcendental loving service to Krishna, one automatically performs all subsidiary activities. Such faith is favorable to the discharge of devotional service. Such faith is favorable to the discharge of devotional service. So if you have faith, you will get transcendental knowledge, you will start performing devotional service, and you will be close to Lord Krishna. You should have faith on the lotus feet of Supreme Lord Krishna. Then only it is sure that you will go back to home, back to Godhead. And Srila Prabhupada is giving guarantee. If you are following the 4 regulative principles, you are doing 16 rounds of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day regularly, I will bring you to the Supreme Lord, and you will be able to surrender unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So this is the guarantee given by Srila Prabhupada himself. So it is rightly written in the Chaitanya Chaitamrita Madhya Leela. Shraddha Shabde Vishwasa Kahe Sudrina Nishchaya Krishna Bhakti Kahle Sarva Karma Kritahaya. So how to attain faith? Okay, how you can attain faith? Performing devotional service. by performing devotional service, by following the 4 regulative principles, by chanting 16 rounds, associating with devotees. These are all important. These are all important to have faith. Okay, so if you don't have faith and you are associating with devotees, so slowly by the mercy of devotees, Lord Krishna will shower mercy on you and you will start having faith. Okay, so the most important thing is association. Where you are associating. Where you are associating. If you are associating with the people, those who are gambling, then you will develop that kind of knowledge. Okay, and you will indulge in material sense enjoyment. And no one can pick up you from there. Okay, so you should associate with proper devotees, those who are following the regulative principles, those who are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra daily. Okay, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, if you don't have faith, you just start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay, slowly you will build consciousness. And Krishna is there. Krishna is there to help you. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. So Krishna will help you, and because of Krishna mercy, you will get that kind of knowledge. You will develop that kind of knowledge and you will start having faith on Krishna, having faith on devotees, having faith on Guru and Sadhu Shastra. So this is very important. So if you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, what will happen? It cleanses material dirt from the contaminated heart. Okay, so in our heart we have so many dirt. Okay, so how we can clean that? By chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So Hare Krishna Mahamantra is a weapon. It's like a weapon. If you use this weapon, if you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra daily, so whatever dirt is inside there automatically start cleansing. Cleansing process starts. Who can easily attain perfection? In the knowledge of Krishna consciousness without delay. Okay, so if you start following Krishna consciousness, you will start building the knowledge. You will start building the transcendental knowledge. You will start having faith. Okay, so who can build the transcendental knowledge? One who has faith on Krishna. If you don't have faith on Krishna, you will never develop Krishna consciousness. Okay, so to build Krishna consciousness, you should have faith. And one who has control on the senses. If you can control your senses, you will build the transcendental knowledge one day. So it is the Krishna's mercy, it is the Prabhupada's mercy, it is the Guru's mercy, it is the spiritual master's mercy. Okay, so it is all because of association, where you are associating, where you are sharing your thought, where you are sharing your problem. Okay, if you have problem, you go to devotees. They will share their thoughts differently. And if you are in a problem, you go to somewhere a gambler. They will suggest you in different way. So they will suggest you in such a way that you will indulge into the material sense enjoyment. But if you go to devotees, devotees will give you a proper thought, proper solution. Okay, using that thought, you can come out of the problem forever. Okay, whereas a gambler can suggest you the solution from which you may indulge into the more and more sense enjoyment. Okay, for time being you may think that no, now there is no problem, I have so much lot of money I can make. But money will never solve your problem. Okay, you cannot buy bhakti using money. You cannot buy devotional service. You cannot buy God. You cannot buy peace. You cannot buy happiness with money. So that is very important to understand. Okay, so you can build transcendental knowledge by having faith on Krishna and by controlling your senses. Right? If you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra daily, it will cleanse your material dirt from the heart. So this is 4.38. We have seen 4.38 how important to have the transcendental knowledge. Okay, so now in 4.39 Prabhupada says, the translation, that a faithful man who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge and who subdues his senses. Okay, so you want to build transcendental knowledge, so you should have faith as well as you should control your senses. Okay. Now we'll see the 4.40 and 41. Okay, so in 4.40 and 41 says that faithless cannot attain the perfection of God consciousness. If you don't have faith on Krishna, then nowhere you will get the shelter. Faithless cannot attain the perfection of God consciousness. No sinful reactions can affect one who performs his duties with transcendental knowledge. Okay, so faithless cannot attain transcendental knowledge, no God consciousness, and those who have faith, no sinful reaction can affect them. Both the things are there in 4.41, 40 and 41. अज्ञश्रासधानश्च संशयात्मा विनश्यति नायं लोकोस्ति न परो न सुखं संशयात्मनः. But ignorant and faithless persons who doubt the revealed scriptures do not attain God consciousness. If you doubt on Krishna, if you doubt on devotees, if you doubt on Guru, Sadhu and Sat, you will never attain transcendental knowledge. Srila Prabhupada in Trancendental is saying clearly that, but ignorant and faithless person who doubt the revealed scriptures, if you have doubt on Bhagavad Gita, if you have doubt on Bhagavatam, you will never have faith, you will never achieve transcendental knowledge. They fall down. So what is the result? They immediately fall down. For the doubting soul, there is happiness neither in this world nor in the next. So if you have doubt on Krishna, if you have doubt on devotees, if you have doubt on a spiritual guru, if you have doubt on scriptures, if you have doubt on Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, you will never attain peace, neither in this world nor in the next life. Okay, that is for sure. Okay. So that is said by Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so Lord is saying, Agyascha sadhanascha sansayatma vinashyati nayam lokosti na paro na sukham sansayatmanah. Okay, the faithless cannot attain the perfection of God consciousness. No sinful reactions can affect one who performs his duties with transcendental knowledge. Okay, so 4.40 says that different categories of disqualified people are there. There are n number of categories. There are people those don't have faith on God. They are completely Nastic. Okay, they don't have faith in God. I don't want God. I don't like God. I don't have faith in God. What God does. Okay, all these rubbish things are their faith. Okay, so different categories of disqualified people. Worst, those who have no faith and is always doubtful, make no progress at all. The one who has no faith on Krishna, on devotees, on scripture, they will never attain God. They will never, 100% sure, no, they will never attain God consciousness. But those who have don't faith, but they are associating with devotees, they are going to temple, hearing lecture. So slowly they will develop the transcendental knowledge. They will develop faith in Krishna, in devotees, in deities, in Bhagavatam, in Bhagavad Gita. So that is for sure they will get the transcendental knowledge one day. So what is the transcendental knowledge? Knowledge about absolute truth is transcendental knowledge. Okay, so those who have no faith, what is the solution to success? Follow the principles of revealed scriptures with faith and rise to the platform of knowledge. Okay, so start hearing Bhagavatam, start hearing Bhagavad Gita from the authoritative people. The people, those who have authority, those who belong to disciplic succession. Okay, so you have to faith on Guru, spiritual Guru, then you will start hearing Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and this hearing will develop faith, and one day you will get the transcendental knowledge. Only this knowledge we promote one to the transcendental platform of spiritual understanding. Only knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, only knowledge of scriptures, only knowledge of Bhagavatam. So many scriptures are there. Start reading, start hearing from the right person, and so this will develop transcendental knowledge. Follow in the footsteps of great acharyas who are in the parampara and attain success. Okay, so you have to follow how the spiritual gurus are doing, how they are performing devotional service, what time they rise early in the morning, what time they take path, how they perform the deity's service, how they perform puja, how they perform worship. Okay, so by reading scriptures, understanding, following the spiritual guru, following the scriptures, following the instructions of spiritual guru, you can develop faith, and this faith, by this faith you will attain transcendental knowledge one day. And what is transcendental knowledge? Knowing about the absolute truth, knowledge about the absolute truth. Okay, so what are the different categories of disqualified people? Persons who are almost like animals, have no faith or knowledge of standard revealed scriptures. Just they are living life like an animal. They are not rising early in the morning, they are not doing any puja and all. They are just trying to collect lot of money, accumulate money. Only money can solve my all problems. This kind of faith is very dangerous. Only money can solve my problem. This kind of faith is very, very dangerous. So Srila Prabhupada has written, like persons who are almost like animals, have no faith. What is the definition of animal? Okay, just eating, sleeping, mating. And if you are doing same, so why you need the birth of human-like form? Okay, so if you have got human-like form, it means you are lucky. This life you have got, and you can have faith, you can hear Bhagavatam, you can Bhagavad Gita, and by this process you can develop transcendental knowledge, and you can be liberated from this material bondage. Even if you are living, it seems like you are living in the material life, but you are not attached to it. And by performing devotional service, one day you will be liberated. You will attain Krishna. Okay, so even if they have knowledge or can cite passages from the revealed scriptures, have actually no faith. Okay, if you are reading Bhagavad Gita alone, so that is also dangerous. So you should hear it from first disciplic succession, from Guru, those who belong to disciplic succession, from parampara, right parampara. There are different sampradayas. Okay, so that is very important. Even if they have knowledge, okay, they have knowledge by just reading and all, that is good, okay, no problem. But you should also hear at least once in a week, at least once in a day, 1 hour, half an hour, 10 minutes, how much, whatever time you get. You read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, you hear it from right person, that slowly this kind of process will cleanse your dirt from the heart. Okay, so even if they have knowledge or can cite passages from the revealed scriptures, have actually no faith. They are citing, but they are not following it. Okay, so having knowledge but not following it is as good as you have no knowledge. Okay, so even if they may have faith in scriptures, they do not believe in or worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, they have faith. Yeah, Krishna is there, Krishna is there. Okay, devotees are there, temple is there, Bhagavad Gita is there, Bhagavatam is there. But they have no faith because you are not performing devotional service. You are not associating with devotees. You are not going to temple. You are not doing donation. Doing all these things is also very important, because everything belongs to Krishna. Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabho mattah sarvam pravartate. Everything belongs to me and everything has emanated from me. Everything manifests from me and everything unmanifests unto me. What is more you want? Everything belongs to Krishna. Don't think that this particular thing is mine. That is wrong thinking. Okay? So even if they may have faith in scriptures that it is there, but they are not reading it, they are not hearing it from the right person, then it is of no use. Okay? One day you will fall down. It is for sure. Okay? So you have to take care that whether you are associating with devotees, you are reading Bhagavad Gita, you are reading Bhagavatam, other scriptures, and you are hearing it from the right source. That is very important. So practice is very important. Only knowledge may not be sufficient. Okay? So Bhagavad Gita is best of all and authoritative revealed scriptures. Okay? So this scripture is given by directly from Lord Krishna. Okay? So initially it was given by Lord Krishna to sun god Vivaswan. Okay? Then Manu, then Ikshvaku. Okay? In this disciplic succession now we are hearing. Okay? So Krishna thought that it has got disappeared. So again he found one person like Arjuna. So Arjuna was a friend and devotee both. So Arjuna was the perfect person. So if you want to read Bhagavad Gita, you want to hear Bhagavad Gita, you have to become like Arjuna. Okay? So then you can read it and can have knowledge about the Lord Krishna. And you will develop slowly faith, and then one day you will get transcendental knowledge. Krishna is there. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. If you try, Krishna will complete it. You just start. And that also starting also requires mercy of the Lord Krishna. You have to start associating with devotees. You have to start reading Bhagavad Gita. You should start hearing Bhagavad Gita from the right source. If you start doing all these things, Krishna is there. He will shower mercy. He will send each person, devotees to you automatically, and he will guide you. So that devotee is nothing but Krishna himself, and he has been sent by Krishna. Sent by Krishna. So devotees are non-different from Krishna. Devotees are sent by Krishna only. So if they are telling you some scriptures, giving you instruction, the rules and regulation of devotional service, we should follow it. We should follow it as it is, because they have got it from right source. So it is as it is, coming directly from Krishna only. Okay? So that is given in 4.40. Then comes 4.41. Yoga sanyasta karmanam jnana sanchinna sanshayam atmavantam na karmani nibadhananti dhananjaya. One who acts in devotional service, Krishna is saying, one who acts in devotional service, renouncing the fruits of his actions and whose doubts have been destroyed by transcendental knowledge, is situated factually in the self. Thus, he is not bound by the reactions of work, O conqueror of riches. So, Krishna is saying, 4.41, Yoga sanyasta karmanam, jnana sanchinna sanshayam, atmavantam na karmani, nibadhananti dhananjaya. There is no bandhan for him. There is no bondage for him, the one who is performing devotional service, the one who has faith on Krishna. So, one who acts in devotional service, renouncing the fruits of his actions. So whatever I am performing, my activity, it all belongs to Krishna. Whether I get profit, whether I get loss, it all belongs to Krishna. It is the mercy of Lord Krishna that I am getting profit. It is the mercy of Lord Krishna that there is a loss. So Krishna wants that particular loss. So that is good for me, not bad for me. Okay? So if Krishna by the mercy of Krishna you get lost, that is also good. That's why our gurus, spiritual gurus says that in Krishna's abode there is no unhappiness, only happy. And Srila Prabhupada says, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and be happy. So once you start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you become the part of abode of Lord Krishna. Why? Because in the abode of Lord Krishna there is no unhappiness. Everyone is happy. Whatever service they are performing unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, everyone is happy. They are enjoying. So there is no loss. Everyone is in profit. So in Krishna's abode, Goloka Vrindavan Dham, there is no loss. There is no unhappiness. Okay? So that is very important. So yoga sanyasta karmanam jnana sanchina sansayam atmavantam na karmani nibadhanti dhananjaya. Okay? So one who acts in devotional service, renouncing the fruits of his action, and whose doubts have been destroyed by transcendental knowledge. Okay, when you start having faith, you will get transcendental knowledge. And once you get transcendental knowledge, your all doubts will be killed. So doubt is there in the form of demon. Okay, who can kill that demon? Only transcendental knowledge. Only Krishna can kill the demons. So Krishna is known as the conqueror of the doubts. He is the enemy of doubt. So wherever Krishna is there, doubt is not there. Wherever doubt is there, Krishna is not there. Okay? So one who have doubts have been destroyed by transcendental knowledge. Is situated factually in the self. If you have faith in Krishna, you will develop transcendental knowledge. If you have transcendental knowledge, doubts will be killed and you will have control on your senses. Thus, he is not bound by reactions of work, O conqueror of riches. So, if you perform any activity in our material world, it has got both. It will have some reaction. Whether it is good or bad, but it will have some reaction. Perform any activity. It belongs to three modes of material nature. Goodness, passion, ignorance. Goodness, passion, ignorance. Satogun, Rajogun, Tamogun. So, whatever activity you perform, it belongs to three modes of material nature: Satogun, Rajogun, Tamogun. Goodness, passion and ignorance. Okay. So, but if you perform devotional service, if you have transcendental knowledge, you have faith on Krishna, all these activities will be automatically purified. Okay. So, Krishna is saying, if you become my devotees, I will kill your doubts, and whatever activity we will perform, no sinful reaction will touch you. That is for sure. So, Srila Prabhupada is saying, if you perform devotional service, sinful reaction will not affect you. So, no sinful reactions can affect one who performs his duties with transcendental knowledge. Only the thing is, you have to perform devotional service with transcendental knowledge. That is important. Okay. So, faithless cannot attain the perfection of God consciousness, and no sinful reactions can affect one who performs his duties with transcendental knowledge. So, both the things are very important. Okay. So, result of following instructions of Bhagavad Gita. What is the result? If you follow instructions given in Bhagavad Gita, what will happen? The result of action in full Krishna consciousness. It is similar to Krishna consciousness. If you read Bhagavad Gita, if you read from right source, you will start following the scriptures. You will start following the instructions given by spiritual guru. That is the result of action in full Krishna consciousness. One becomes free from all doubts by the grace of transcendental knowledge. One becomes free from all doubts by the grace of transcendental knowledge. So, if you have Krishna inside, doubt will be outside, or doubt will be killed. Okay. So, Krishna is the killer of all demons, and doubt is a demon which is residing in our heart. Okay. So, if you have faith on Krishna, you will develop transcendental knowledge, and that transcendental knowledge will kill doubt in the form of demon. Okay. So what is the result of action in full Krishna consciousness? He is well established in self-knowledge. If you have faith on Krishna, it means you are well established in self-knowledge. You have control on your senses. You keep in center Krishna in your every activity. You chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 24 hours a day. Only profit is there is no loss. Because loss is also treated as profit given by the mercy of Lord. Okay, so he is undoubtedly above the bondage to action. Okay, who is in bondage? The one who has no faith on Krishna. If you have no faith on Krishna, what will happen? Doubt will be there inside your heart. So that doubt will, because of that doubt, you will not have faith on Krishna, and you will indulge in material sense activities. You will try to enjoy. You will accumulate a lot of money. You will enjoy in this material world. Okay, so this material world is like a mud. You try to come out of this mud, but you get indulged that much. You try to come out of this mud, but you are not able to do it. Why? Because you don't have faith on Krishna. You don't have faith on spiritual guru. You don't have faith on guru, sadhu and shastra. So that faith is required. If you have faith, or if you have association of devotees, so slowly that association will develop faith inside you. Okay? So, by the mercy of devotees, you get the mercy of Lord. By the mercy of the Lord, you get the devotees, association of devotees. So, both the things are very important. So, this is given in 4.41. Okay. So, best of all standard and authority to reveal scriptures is Bhagavad Gita. Read Bhagavad Gita, follow Bhagavad Gita, hear it from right source. That one Bhagavad Gita is sufficient to purify your life. So this transcendental knowledge is pure and sublime. There is no competition. It is first in the line of knowledge. Bhagavad Gita is the first book. So in our curriculum it should be introduced, Bhagavad Gita. So in our curriculum there is no Bhagavad Gita. That's why whatever knowledge we are getting is not purified. And in this Kali Yuga, because of this Kalaha, it has become Kalaha. Kala Yuga means Kalaha Ka Yuga. This is the Yuga of, this is the era of quarrel. Kala means quarrel. So wherever Kala is there, quarrel will happen. Okay, so because of this, we are getting knowledge, we are getting degrees, we are having MBBS, we are having the PhDs and all degrees, engineering, so many fields, CA, accounting, so many big degrees are there. But with this knowledge, we should get the knowledge of scriptures. So we should have knowledge of dharma. Only dharma can protect us. Okay, so we should follow dharma. Following scriptures is dharma. Having faith on Krishna is dharma. So only Sanatan Dharma can save us from this Kalaha, from Kali Yuga. Okay, so no matter if you are living in Kali Yuga, in Kalaha Yuga, in quarreling era, but if you have faith on Krishna, if you have faith on Sanatan Dharma, you will be not affected by enemies. You will be away from it. So that is very important. So you should have faith on dharma. We should protect our dharma. So our dharma will protect from other problems. So 4.42, the last verse of this chapter, that is chapter number 4. So, last verse talks about Lord Krishna. Slash ignorance by the weapon of knowledge, armed with yoga and fight. So, Lord Krishna is saying, Arjuna, oh Arjuna, whatever knowledge, what you have now, weapon of knowledge with you. Now, with this knowledge, you cut, slash ignorance, armed with yoga. Yoga means, what is the objective of yoga? Attaining Lord Krishna. So, armed with yoga, you should have faith on me. So, whatever activity you are performing, that will be away from sinful reactions. Sinful reaction will not touch if you have faith on me. Okay, so Lord Krishna is motivating Arjuna. Oh Arjuna, you have now knowledge. And this knowledge is a weapon. So use this weapon to kill your all doubts. Armed with yoga and fight. So Lord Krishna is giving instruction to Arjuna. Oh Arjuna, now you have this weapon of knowledge. Use this weapon of knowledge. And fight, and you will be victorious. You will be victorious. I am saying, I have already killed all these enemies, all your enemies. I have already killed them. Only you have to become my instrument. Nimitta matram. Lord Krishna is saying, just become nimitta matram. I have already killed them. You just become my instrument. So whatever you will do, that sinful reaction will not touch you. Okay. So 4.42. Tasmad ajnana sambhutam hritastam jnana sinatmanah chitvenam sansayam yogam atishto tishta bharata. Tasmad ajnana sambhutam hritastam jnana sinatmanah chitvenam sansayam yogam atishto tishta bharata. Who is Bharata? Lord Krishna is calling Arjuna as Bharat. Bharat means you are the descendant of Bharat Maharaj. You belong to the king dynasty of Bharat Maharaj. So Bharat Maharaj was so great leader that our country's name is Bharat now. Comes from Bharat Maharaj. So Bharat Maharaj was a very great king, pious king. Being as a king, he was a rishi. He was a saint. So he was a saintly king. Saintly king means what? He had belief on Krishna. Okay, that's why Lord Krishna is calling Arjuna as Bharat. Oh Bharat. Bharat means descendant of Bharat, King Bharat. Therefore, the doubts which have arisen in your heart out of ignorance should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge, armed with yoga. O Bharat, stand and fight. So Lord Krishna calling Arjuna as Bharat. Okay, such a big name for Arjuna, Bharat. Okay, so Lord Krishna is saying that chapter 4 talks about Sanatana Yoga. So what is Sanatana Yoga? Refers to the eternal activity performed by the living entities. What is eternal activity? Activity performed for Krishna. Activity performed for the enjoyment of Krishna. Activity performed for the benefit of Krishna. Fulfilling the desire of Krishna instead of fulfilling your desire. If you are fulfilling your desire, it becomes material. You will entangle in the material enjoyment. Think like Krishna is a supreme enjoyer. I have to work for his enjoyment. Lord Krishna's enjoyment. Then your enjoyment will be purified and you will be ever happy. In this material world, you are happy today. You are happy tomorrow. But day after tomorrow, you may not be happy. Someday you will be unhappy. So, this duality, happy and unhappy, is the part of material life, material world. But if you serve for Krishna, you will be always happy. There is no unhappiness. So, in spiritual world, there is no unhappiness. Unhappiness is only in material world. So, in material world, whatever activity you perform, duality is there. It is dual in nature. profit, loss, win, loss, happy, unhappiness. All these are duality. Yes, no, true, false. So all these duality belong to only material world. In spiritual world, only true, only happiness, only yes. There is no no. This duality is not there. So spiritual world is away from the duality. Or in spiritual world, there is no duality. Okay, so Sanatana Yoga refers to the eternal activities performed by the living entities. Okay, so sacrificial actions, two divisions. What are the two sacrificial actions? Sacrifice of one's material possessions. Okay, so in Sanatana Yoga, what you have to do? You have to sacrifice your own possessions. How you have to sacrifice? Don't leave it just, no, it doesn't belong to me. It's not like that. Whatever you have, it belongs to Krishna. So you first offer it to Krishna. You are getting benefit out of it. So whatever benefit you are getting, you just first offer it to Krishna. Then it will be sanctified. It will be purified. No more contamination. Okay. And another is knowledge of the self, which is pure spiritual activity to perform a sacrifice with a spiritual objective is the sacrifice. So knowledge of the self, which is pure spiritual activity. So you should have knowledge about yourself. Who am I? What is my relationship with Lord Krishna? So having knowledge of relationship with Lord Krishna and living entities is the greatest knowledge. Is the greatest knowledge. Okay. So such sacrifice, if not dovetailed by spiritual realization, then such sacrifice become material. Okay. So if you have something in material life, if suppose you have 1 lakh rupees and you think that it is mine, so because of this thinking you will fall down. But if you have 1 lakh rupees and you think that it is the grace of Krishna, it is the mercy of Krishna, it is the boon of Krishna, it is the boon of my Lord, Supreme Lord Krishna, that I have money, I will utilize this money at least 50%, at least 25%, at least 20% for the benefit of devotees, for the benefit of in the service of Lord Krishna. And others, what is remaining, you can use it for your family, for your other members. Okay. So this kind of thinking will purify your possession. You have possessive mind, and everyone has possessive mind. Even devotees have possessive mind, but they have this mind that this whatever I belong, this everything belongs to Krishna. So that kind of knowledge is required. So in Sanatana Yoga, there is a spiritual activity. What kind of spiritual activity? How to awaken Krishna consciousness by different types of sacrifices, that is given in 4.25 to 29. Okay, there are two divisions of spiritual activity, that is understanding of one's own self and truth regarding Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so what is how you can get into spiritual activity? By understanding yourself and understanding about the Supreme Lord. So knowing about the absolute truth. So common basis of all sacrifices, regulated action based on self-realization, and real student of Bhagavad Gita, one who seeks that objective of self-realization. So who is the real student of Bhagavad Gita? The one who is looking for liberation, the one who is looking for understanding the relationship between living entity and Lord Krishna. Okay, so benefit of such understanding, those who are performing spiritual activity, who can understand these two divisions of spiritual activity, one who follows the path of Bhagavad Gita as it is. So if you are following scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, the instructions given by spiritual guru, it means you are performing spiritual activity. You are into spiritual activity. How to study Bhagavad Gita? Under a bona fide spiritual master, with service and surrender. Inquire. about the scriptures from spiritual guru. Jnaninas tattva darshina, because they have seen the truth, they can give you the perfect knowledge. Like in our class, our teacher teaches us because he has learned it, he has studied it, so he is teaching us. So if you have not studied, how you can teach others? Then you are not a perfect guru. You are, because of you, others will fall down. You are already fallen, because of you, others will fall down. So follow the path as expressed in the Bhagavad Gita itself. Okay, so have faith on Krishna. Having faith on Krishna means having faith on Bhagavad Gita. Having faith on Bhagavad Gita means having faith on Lord Krishna. Be aware of self-interested people after personal self-aggrandizement. Okay, so there are people, you have to find out who is the right from which you can get knowledge. You have to be careful. Okay, so what is the benefit of such understanding? If you are performing a spiritual activity, what is the benefit? Such a person can easily understand the transcendental activities of the Lord as discussed in the beginning of this chapter. Okay, if you start having faith on Krishna, you will understand the scriptures. One who does not understand Bhagavad Gita is faithless and is misusing his fragmental independence. So this independence you have got from Lord Krishna. Okay, so this independence should be used to understand Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, perform service. So in spite of such instruction, one who does not understand the real nature of the Lord is a fool number one. You have got this human form of life. This is the best opportunity. Utilize this life for the service of Krishna, for the service of devotees, for reading Bhagavad Gita, for reading Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures, Vedas. Perform service unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna in this human form of life. So you will be liberated from death, birth, old age and diseases. These changes will not affect you. So how to remove ignorance? By gradual acceptance of the principles of Krishna consciousness. So if you follow Krishna consciousness, ignorance is history. It doesn't belong from your life. So who is liberated from the very beginning of the study of Bhagavad Gita? One who understands Lord as the Supreme Person. If you have faith on Krishna, if you have faith on scriptures, you are liberated. So summary of different aspects of transcendental knowledge from verse 34 to 40. So transcendental knowledge, how to achieve knowledge, given in 4.34 to 39. So who will give transcendental knowledge? Only spiritual gurus. You have to inquire from them. Submissive surrender to Guru, no absurd inquiries, relevant inquiries, no blind following. Okay, so goal is to please Guru. So goal should be to please Guru. If you please Guru, you will get the right knowledge. Service without false prestige in menial mode. Faithful 4.39, control senses in 4.39. How? By regulation and by intelligence from Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Who is disqualified from knowledge? Given in 4.40, ignorant, faithless, doubting soul, and they have no place anywhere in this life or next life. Qualification of Guru, that is given in 4.34, Jnaninas Tattva Darshina, they have seen the truth. Jnanina, self-realized. Tattva Darshina has seen the truth, can impart knowledge unto you. Glories, fruits of transcendental knowledge, given in 4.35 to 38. What is the result of that knowledge? Given in 4.35. One sees as follows: all living entities are part and parcel of Krishna. Any sense of identity apart from Krishna is Maya. By that knowledge, he will never fall into illusion. By that knowledge, you will cross over the ocean of miseries even if you are the most sinful of all sinners. So if you have transcendental knowledge, you can cross over this material ocean easily. So chapter 4 summary. So Lord Krishna reveals transcendental knowledge to Arjuna. Why? Arjuna is a friend as well as devotee of Krishna. So what is the conclusion? Krishna commands Arjuna to destroy his doubts by spiritual knowledge. So Krishna is saying, you have doubt inside you. Now you have transcendental knowledge as a weapon. You just kill that demon in the form of doubt by your transcendental knowledge weapon. So armed with yoga, stand and fight. So Lord Krishna appearance, activities are transcendental. So we have to, our understanding should be that whatever Krishna appearance and activities are transcendental. So Krishna reciprocates according to degree or surrender. Krishna creates varnashrama system. Krishna explains the intricacies of action. Krishna describes different types of sacrifice recommended in Vedas that culminates into transcendental knowledge. Krishna remembers about all past while Arjuna forgets. So we are living entities. We don't remember what happened in my past life. But Krishna always remembers the present, past, future. Reasons of his appearance: deliver the pious. Why Krishna comes? To deliver the pious. So delivering the pious is the primary principle of Krishna appearing in this material world. And what is secondary? Killing the demons. Karma does not apply Krishna. Okay, so Krishna is independent from karma. He annihilates miscreants, re-establishes dharma. Krishna's body is not material. The prime purpose is satisfies unalloyed devotees. One who understands do not take birth again. Okay, so everyone ultimately surrenders to Krishna, for it is Krishna who awards fruits of work. All liberated souls act without becoming entangled. Knowing Krishna gives result and creator of varnashrama dharma. Krishna creates varnashrama system so that we can perform the devotional service at the different stages of life and we can get the liberation. Arjuna should therefore perform his duty and fight for Krishna, but with detachment. Okay, so Arjuna should fight, but without detachment, without attachment. Krishna explains the intricacies of action, how learned man in full knowledge acts and is unaffected by the reactions of earth. So learned, who is learned? The who have knowledge about the absolute truth. Renounces self-interested actions, acts only for the supreme, giving up all senses of proprietorship, acting only for the bare necessity of life. So Krishna describes different types of sacrifice recommended in Vedas that culminates into transcendental knowledge. Krishna reveals process for attaining transcendental knowledge by approaching a self-realized guru with submission, service and humble inquiries. So only humble inquiries from the right source can kill your doubts. Ultimate knowledge is that all jivas are parts of Krishna. Transcendental knowledge destroys karmic reactions and brings attainment of the supreme spiritual push. So if you have transcendental knowledge, that transcendental knowledge will bring peace, supreme peace. Faithless, however, attain neither happiness nor God consciousness. So this is the end of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4. Next time we will see chapter 5. If anyone has any question, can ask. No question. So we'll stop over here. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।